Good morning. We are nearing the end of the most severe tornado event in Kentucky's history. Multiple tornadoes have touched down, and we have damage in, I believe, over a dozen Kentucky counties. The primary tornado was on the ground continuously for over 200 miles in our state, something we have never seen before. We have deaths in multiple, possibly many counties. The hardest hit county appears to be Graves, where the city of Mayfield has been devastated. A roof collapse at a candle factory has resulted in mass casualties. As of 4:45 a.m., 56,854 Kentuckians are without power. I've been personally over at the Emergency Operations Center since about 1 a.m., overseeing our response and hearing and absorbing the difficult news in real time. I've been in personal contact with local leaders such as the mayor of Mayfield, county judges in Graves and Marshall counties, and talking to local emergency management in most of the hardest hit areas. Before midnight, I declared a state of emergency. I've activated the National Guard, and we are deploying 181 guardsmen, including search and extraction and debris clearance folks. They'll be arriving in communities this morning. The Transportation Cabinet has mobilized its heavy equipment to help clear debris. They'll be assisted by the Guard and the Division of Forestry. State police have been working all night to save lives, and an IMT team of EMS, fire, and other professionals are on the way. I've also requested an immediate federal emergency declaration, and we've got 2 tractor trailers filled with water headed towards Western Kentucky. I want to thank every local EMS employee, police officer, firefighter, and first responder. This has been one of the toughest nights in Kentucky history, and some areas have been hit in ways that are hard to put into words. To all of our Kentucky families that are impacted by this, we want you to know that we are here for you. We love you. We are praying for you. Counties with likely damage and debris as of 4 o'clock include Fulton, Hickman, Graves, Marshall, Lyon, Caldwell, Hopkins, Muhlenberg, Ohio, Breckenridge, Bullitt, Spencer, Shelby, Christian, Logan, Warren, Edmondson, Taylor, and Marion. And as we're sitting here today, and this is before daybreak, we believe our death toll from this event will exceed 50 Kentuckians, probably end up closer to 70 to 100 lost lives. Remember, each of these are children of God, irreplaceable to their families and to their communities. But we will make it through this. We will rebuild. We are strong, resilient people. And we're going to be there every step of the way. I'm going to be in Western Kentucky a little later today, as soon as it is safe to travel, to make sure people know that they are not alone, that this is one state standing strong with those that have been impacted. I'm going to turn it over to Michael Dossett from Emergency Management, and then we'll hear from our Adjutant General as well. At the moment, it looks like we're going to have to take questions via email. Those instructions have gone out because of a technical difficulty. Director Dossett.
Thank you, Governor. And I can only echo the governor's comments. This tornado event may surpass the 1974 super outbreak as one of the most deadly in Kentucky's history. Our hearts go out to all of the families that are in peril and all of our Kentuckians who have lost their lives. I will tell you from speaking with emergency management directors and judge executives that rescues and search efforts are ongoing. Even before the winds stop blowing, as thunderstorms are going through, we have teams out there, local teams. So thank you for your efforts in all the impacted counties. The track for this tornado event is over 200 miles just in Kentucky, and it may eclipse the 1925 record tri-state track for the longest tornado. It appears that this is going to be a quad state event, all out of the same system, originating in Arkansas through Missouri, Tennessee, and into Kentucky. It is a significant, massive disaster event. So as the governor indicated, all state resources are being brought to bear. We opened the EOC at 8 p.m. Eastern time and began receiving reports very quickly. Some of the most serious hit are actually out of communications in some parts. We've had a lot of people step up to the plate. One in particular, Louisville Metro Emergency Management Services are currently on the highway en route to Mayfield, and they will be there by daybreak. They're going to assist us with an IMT, an incident management team, who will be our forward observation point. And as the governor indicated, he has requested from the president an emergency declaration, and that would include power assessment teams that will go out into the field in all the damaged counties, and also what is called an IMAC. That's an incident management control team. We'll use those in the state EOC for this protracted event. We'll be able to track issues, damages, and resource requests from all counties simultaneously. Again, we ask for your cooperation and your prayers for everyone that's impacted. We're doing damage assessments as they occur, reported through our EM directors. It'll be daybreak before we even realize the full magnitude of this event. Thank you, Governor.
Good morning, everybody. I wanted to give you a situational awareness of the status of your Kentucky National Guard. As the governor indicated a short while ago, we've already mobilized a number of our guardsmen. This mobilization began shortly after midnight, so soldiers have been assembling for a few hours at this junction. While the governor specified we have 181 soldiers and airmen who are already mobilizing in response to this incident, it does not stop with that number of service members. As everybody's tracking it at this junction, this is an evolving situation. We still have the storm front passing through to the state. And so as the situation continues to develop, we will call upon further members of the National Guard, your National Guard, to respond as necessary. In the near term, Graves County is our immediate focus, as the governor indicated, because of the severity of the tornadoes that pass through there. But we are literally watching the entire state at this junction. And so as your neighbors and friends who are into the Guard, you may see some of them in uniform this morning. You may see some of our folks in the National Guard literally deploying down to the road in response to some of these affected areas. Know that this is what their focus is, and they are here to serve you and the rest of our members in the Commonwealth. Thanks, sir.
You know, as we mentioned, a number of counties hit hard, and we will have casualties in multiple counties. Place that my dad is from, Dawson Springs, hit really hard too. And I know that there is loss there as well. And we will be there to help. We've been able to get a couple of the slides that show a little bit of what we have seen booted up. This is from Joe Sullivan, who is the meteorologist for emergency management. I'm going to try to walk through them. So this is the front itself that we saw. This is, you can see how far and wide it went, right as it comes up from the south. Let's go to the next one. This shows you that we believe that there were 4 likely tornadoes, not just one, but 4 that hit in multiple places across Kentucky. This is why there are so many counties that ultimately have had significant damage. Let's go to the next one. This shows you what we believe will be the longest tornado touchdown in terms of distance in our history. You go all the way down to the bottom of the screen, and that's where it first touched down, and then it stayed on the ground that entire line, causing significant devastation. This is incredibly rare to see, and it is one of the reasons that this was so devastating here in Kentucky. I think we have one more. We have a couple more. This shows you the different warnings as it came through different areas that were hit and hit hard. Shows you just how severe this event was and how widespread, how many different communities that it hit. And then let's go. And this is the power outage map as of 2 a.m. Obviously, that's evolved, but 56,000, we gave the number before, plus Kentuckians without power. As you can see, Western Kentucky, Hopkins County, surrounding area hit very, very hard. And then as we move north, a lot of power outages, even throughout Lexington, Louisville, and certainly Western Kentucky. Let's see, do we have one more? Okay, why don't you, James, just show the one with the dots, the county map with the dots. This shows you just one other way of showing where we've had damage, though reports have come in for a tornado, 4 tornadoes to cause damage in this many counties. Again, I think shows that it will be the single most severe, certainly tornado event in our history, and I believe likely the most deadly. Did I miss anything, Michael?
No, sir.
Okay.
We just received an update on power outages. They are climbing.
Yes. Okay. So the last bit of information to come in is the power outages are climbing and climbing significantly, and daybreak is going to bring more tough news. We're going to learn about more loss of life in daybreak, more loss of structure, and we'll be getting more reports that will include more power outages. Now, we do believe that the system is going to break up in severity, at least by daybreak. We should be significantly out of the woods at about 10 a.m. The entire system will be out of Kentucky. So were we able to get questions sent in? I know this is imperfect, but it's the best that we can do in an emergency situation. Okay. So first, just trying to confirm this figure of more than 50 feared dead in Kentucky, according to the governor. Yes, I fear that there are more than 50 dead in Kentucky. Confirmation on each individual is coming in, but we are going to lose over 50 people, probably closer to somewhere between 70 and 100. It's devastating. Let's see. The next one, I had that one. Latasha, will you? Great. From the Herald Leader, can you describe how many separate tornadoes we have had and the general trajectories of each? So, James, can you put that slide back up? There are 4 tornadoes, one of which was the 200-mile tornado. Keep going. It's one of the 2 weather pictures, I think. There you go. So those show you the 4 tornadoes. Obviously, the longest one was the 227 mile tornado, meaning it touched down and stayed down for that period of time. And then you had 2 to the south of it, but very close together, and 1 to the north. So Those are the four. Now, we had other severe weather in many parts of Kentucky, and we will see damage from wind and other results of it. Okay, next. What do you know about injuries and casualties in Mayfield at the manufacturing plant? It is tragic. This is a candle factory. There were about 110 people in it at the time that the tornado hit it. We believe we'll lose at least dozens of those individuals. It's very hard, really tough, and we're praying for each and every one of those families. Let's see. Kentucky's most recent COVID report showed hospital ICU capacity strained in far western Kentucky. How are hospitals handling injuries? The hospitals are in good shape. They are responding well. We were concerned about power and other issues, so they were transferring patients. But we are not concerned at the moment of hospital capacity. And certainly we have other professionals coming to help. Okay, we're good on live questions now. You want me to go through the list? All right. First, I think we have, and if I've answered your question already, KFVS 12. Roger, say.
Governor, what can you tell us about the timeline of help getting to Mayfield and the area in Western Kentucky?
Can you ask it again? My audio was bad on the first part.
Sure. What is your timeline for getting help and aid to the people in Mayfield and Fulton County and in Western Kentucky?
Help is on the way right now. Now, this morning, they're going to see the National Guard, the Transportation Cabinet, the Division of Forestry. They're going to see those trucks filled with water pull in. Later today, they'll see teams of other first responders coming, especially from Louisville. They're going to see immediate action and help. Now, we always think about that next day. Let's remember that folks are going to need help for months to come. I'll be in Western Kentucky later this morning as soon as it is safe to travel. But we're going to be right there with all of those officials that we have been talking to see the damage firsthand and to make sure people know that we care and that we're going to be there for them. Carla Ward, Herald Leader. Okay. Let's try Liam with WKMS Public Radio.
Governor, do you know where? Governor, can you hear me?
I can.
Do you know where specifically reports of injuries and fatalities are coming from across the state, specifically communities and counties by chance?
Well, certainly graves. I think we're going to see them in Hopkins, Warren, and then I think we will see several other counties. I will be surprised if we don't lose people in at least 5 or more counties. Marshall, also some fatalities reported to us. Again, this is a widespread weather event, and I think that we're, especially at daybreak, going to see that number of counties and the number of people grow. Alan Watts, WKDZ Radio. All right, we'll move on to WDRB. Okay, how about Ryan Reynolds? All right, Jack Bramer.
Yes, Governor, what's the situation on emergency shelters and flooding? And do you feel like that there was enough advanced warning with such a catastrophic storm?
I do believe that there was advanced warning, but this is a storm the likes of which we have never seen in terms of what this tornado did. There are emergency shelters set up in multiple counties. The high school is being used as a primary shelter, as well as an additional place where you can get medical help in Graves County. And I know that shelters are being set up in other counties. Of course, we are really good people here in Kentucky. Most judges that county judges that I've talked to say that kinfolk have already brought in most of those people. Fulton County hit really hard, and most everybody who has been displaced through the night is already staying with family. Okay, WDRB. All right. Well, we'll make sure we get that question answered if they send it to us. A really tough night. I'm on about 2 hours of sleep. Admittedly, can't get through to family that I have in this area. I know there are a lot of other people that are going through the same thing. It's going to be all right. It's going to be hard, and there is a lot of loss. But just like everything else we've been up against, we'll make it through this too. Thank you all very much.